Ever heard whispers of a treasure so vast it could rewrite history? A fortune of gold, jewels, and priceless artifacts buried somewhere in the dense jungles of Asia, protected by chilling legends and deadly traps. This isn't a movie plot. It's the story of Yamashita's gold, one of Asia's most enduring and captivating unsolved mysteries. Welcome back to our channel, where we dig into the stories that time almost forgot. Today, we're journeying into the heart of World War II's Pacific Theater to uncover the truth, or what we know of it, behind General Tomoyuki Yamashita's legendary lost treasure. For decades, treasure hunters, historians, and governments have been obsessed with this tale. But is it real? Or is it the greatest hoax of the 20th century? Stick with me as we separate fact from fiction. Let's set the scene. It's the final, chaotic days of World War II. As the Allied forces close in, the Japanese Imperial Army is in full retreat across Southeast Asia. According to the legend, General Yamashita, nicknamed the Tiger of Malaya, was ordered to hide the immense wealth his army had plundered from a dozen countries. We're talking tons of gold bars, crates of diamonds, ancient religious statues, and irreplaceable art. The loot was so massive it couldn't be easily transported back to Japan. The solution? Bury it secretly in hundreds of different locations, primarily scattered across the Philippines. The legend goes that Japanese soldiers, along with prisoners of war, were forced to dig complex tunnels and chambers, some hundreds of feet deep. These sites were then booby-trapped with bombs, poison gas, and intentionally flooded tunnels to ensure the locations remained secret forever. The story takes a dark turn. It's said that the engineers and soldiers who knew the locations were sealed inside the tunnels, becoming the treasure's first and final guardians. A chilling thought, isn't it? General Yamashita was later captured, tried for war crimes, and executed in 1946, supposedly taking the secret of the treasure's exact locations to his grave. So, is there any proof? This is where the story gets really interesting. For years, it was dismissed as mere folklore, but then came Rogelio Roxas, a humble Filipino locksmith and amateur treasure hunter. In 1971, Roxas claimed he'd found one of Yamashita's sites. He said he had deciphered a map from a Japanese soldier and, after months of digging, discovered a hidden chamber. Inside, he found a solid gold Buddha statue, weighing at least a ton, and crates of gold bars. Roxas became a local celebrity, but his fame was short-lived. He claimed that men, allegedly acting on orders from the then president of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos, stormed his home, beat him, and stole the golden Buddha and the rest of the treasure. The statue that later appeared in official possession was a fake, Roxas insisted, and the real one was gone. Roxas' story kicked off a decades-long legal battle. After Ferdinand Marcos was ousted from power, Roxas' estate sued the Marcos family and a U.S. court for the theft of the treasure. In a landmark verdict, the court sided with Roxas' estate, awarding them a staggering sum. Though they've struggled to collect it, this court case is one of the biggest pieces of evidence suggesting the treasure is real. After all, why would a court award billions for a treasure that didn't exist? Furthermore, countless treasure hunters have flocked to the Philippines, armed with metal detectors, old maps, and a dream of striking it rich. Many have lost their lives in tunnel collapses or accidents, fueling the belief that the treasure is not only real but cursed. But skeptics have Jejichon's strong arguments. They point out that there is no official Japanese or American military documentation from the war era that mentions this massive, coordinated effort to hide treasure. Logistics experts argue that moving and burying that much loot in secret during the chaotic end of a war would have been a logistical nightmare, next to impossible. They suggest the story was a convenient fabrication, perhaps even a propaganda tool. Could it be that the Marcos regime amplified the Yamashita legend to explain their own very real and ill-gotten wealth? It's a plausible theory. They could claim any discovered gold was part of Yamashita's treasure, not wealth stolen from their own people. Let us explore another one of Asia's most baffling unsolved cases, The disappearance of Jim Thompson. He wasn't a general or a treasure hunter. He was an American architect and former spy who single-handedly revitalized the Thai silk industry. In the 1950s and 60s, he was a celebrity in his own right, known as the Thai Silk King, living in a magnificent, self-designed house in Bangkok that was a work of art itself. On Easter Sunday, March 26, 1967, Thompson was vacationing with friends in the Cameron Highlands of Malaysia, a beautiful but rugged mountain region. After attending church services, he told his friends he was going for a short, solo walk. He left his cigarettes and lighter behind, indicating he didn't plan to be gone for long. He was never seen again. What happened to Jim Thompson on that quiet jungle path? The immediate search was one of the largest in Malaysian history. Hundreds of soldiers, police, local guides, and even spiritual mediums in the search. They combed the jungle for weeks. Helicopters scanned the dense canopy. There were no signs of a struggle, no ransom note, no body. Jim Thompson, a man who had experience in jungle survival from his time as an intelligence officer, had simply vanished into thin air. The theories are as they are fascinating. The simplest explanation is that he got lost and succumbed to the elements or had an accident, like falling into a ravine. But for a man with his background, many find this unlikely. The search was so thorough, it seems improbable that his body would never be found. Another theory is that he was attacked by a tiger. But again, there was no evidence. No torn clothing, no remains. Then we enter the world of espionage and intrigue. Before he was the Silk King, Jim Thompson was an operative for the US, the precursor to the CIA. Some speculate his past caught up with him. Was he a CIA agent who was extracted or eliminated? Or perhaps he was a double agent and he used the walk as a cover to defect. One popular theory was that he was involved in a business rivalry that turned deadly. The silk industry was lucrative. Did a competitor want him out of the picture? Or was he kidnapped for ransom? With the deal going horribly wrong, years turned into decades. In 2017, a filmmaker and his team launched a new search, prompted by a tip about possible human remains. But like all searches before it yielded nothing. The mystery of Jim Thompson's disappearance is like one of his own Thai silks. Intricate, beautiful, and woven with threads of speculation and unanswered questions. His house in Bangkok remains a popular museum, a silent monument to the man who revitalized a national craft and then mysteriously disappeared, leaving behind only his legacy and an enduring enigma. From a legendary treasure guarded by the ghosts of war to a charismatic entrepreneur who walked into a jungle and never came out. These stories remind us that some mysteries may never be solved. The truth might be buried forever, whether under a ton of Philippine soil or in the dense, silent jungles of Malaysia. What do you think is the most likely explanation for these cases? Did Yamashita's gold ever really exist, or was it a grand deception? And what fate befell the Thai Silk King? Let me know your theories down in the comments. I'd love to read what you think. If you're fascinated by unsolved mysteries and stories that history can't explain, make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring the bell so you don't miss our next investigation. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next journey into the unknown.